Hello, welcome to a very big update that Ratopia just had. It actually changes the way the game is played, but at the same time it might annoy some people because it mixes some things around. Now let's go over the update. Basically we have spells, because we have a spell desk, and these spells can be unlocked as the number of artisans with faith increases in the city. So basically this is the Shaman update. That means you will have religion, and the more followers the religion has, the stronger it becomes. There are two religions, I think Umbral and the other one. Also have a few more, of course, buildings. Or log, the soul bed, the ritual cave, and some other stuff that is related to the religion, the faith update. Also have a marriage monument. Sadly, the way this works right now is a bit obscure because this basically is LGBT game right now, because you can have same-sex rats marry and there's no point in doing it, but you can select to do it. Which is a bit annoying because basically you need to put two rats in beds. You build the monument and then you have two beds near them, near the monument, and then you select the rats you want to marry. And if they are of different sexes, they'll produce babies. But if they're the same, I don't know. It feels like these developers, they're so annoying with their little details. They have to ruin a whole game with little details. But what can we do? Let's continue. Raw material structures, we have the grave garden. We can grow purifying lilies. And if they're left unattended, feather beetles will appear and devour the flowers. Okay, those beetles look actually a bit scary. Production structure, we have the spirit workshop, the core resource for the Umbran circle, and the purification workshop, core resource for the Purgon order. I'm not sure what the differences between these two factions, but we'll have to see as we play along. Also, we have military structures, Temple of Shadows, Umbran Circle, units can be trained, Necromancer, Soul Reaper, and Witch. They look exactly as they sound. Actually, that's very descriptive. I think I'll enjoy the Necromancer, but the Soul Reaper also looks very menacing with the Skite. Also have the Battle Totem, which will produce golems that will help defend our little village. Basically, we have a lot more options when it comes to defense and some other things. Yeah, that golem looks very, very menacing. It can be either wood or earth. Imagine just a huge Frankenstein made out of wood, very blocky, very thick wood. Royal structures, we have a spell desk, we have the sanctum, the ziggurat. And wait, this is actually one of the things I really, really wanted about in the game. So, the ziggurat... no, not the ziggurat, the soul modifier. The soul modifier can remove a bad trait like, you know, clumsy, and it can give it a good trait. So, from what I can see, it can actually remove it and give it a totally different one that you choose. Like making a clumsy one that has no production to a productive one with skillful. Nice. The Grand Temple, the Poorhouse, the Podium, the Altar. From what I can understand, the Purgon order means you sacrifice artisans. Yeah, it's also have new materials and some other stuff. We also have a religion section in the artisan tab and some other stuff. Now, as you can see, the update is quite big. Actually, let me read the update that came after it. Added a text displaying the construction window to show the number of buildings currently built in the city. That's actually one of the best ones because we can finally see how many buildings we have. So, if you have, let's say, 3 buildings that produce charcoal, you don't need more than that. I guess it's very, very useful. We'll see how that works. Okay, so the idols are also a little easier to maintain and some other things. Okay, not much over there. I actually played the game a lot, and at some point I think I was one of the better players of the game from the English-speaking side, because I think this game is very popular with South Korea and Japan. Just to kind of show you how my other game was going. Yeah, these are just a lot of traps. I was getting into trap building and some other stuff. Now, sadly, the game is very slow and you need to play a lot of it to get anywhere else, because I guess that's how the game is. I can see people are dying, and sometimes you need to handle business a different way. Okay, but let's go to the beginning. And let's search for a new map. To be honest, I think I'll just delete all of those other games because there's no point in keeping them. So let's get a new game, Ratopia. They said they haven't added any more starting conditions like the biome and the stuff like this. Sadly. At least we get to keep all of the settings, so we're playing on hard difficulty. I'm not sure how the developers can balance for difficulties. Yeah, peaceful might be the only one that is needed. Peaceful and normal. I think the game should only have peaceful, normal. Wait a minute. Let's think about this. So the game should have peaceful and normal, but normal should be the hard difficulty of the game. And then you should also have custom difficulty, which is probably why the developers are having such a hard time balancing the game, because they're probably trying to balance all of the difficulties at the same time, which in my opinion is impossible, because hard difficulty will sometimes have too many enemies attacking you, while normal sometimes will have too few enemies attacking you. So yeah, the developers should really work on one difficulty and then balance the game around it. Now, as for the starting location, to be honest, I don't have a lot of starting location conditions. Some people probably will spend 1 hour of restarting the game to get the perfect start, and believe me, if you get a good start, it's going to save you hours and hours in the overall gameplay length. Because having access to certain resources will make the game, yes, 2 or 3 times easier, especially in the beginning, but I don't care. I just don't want to have yep, into capture mode. This was no. See, this is not what I want. I don't want the underground cave run. They also don't have a restart button yet. Yeah. They have, I don't know. Also, I have to try mods at some point, but for now I just want a good old vanilla game. New game, as you can see, everything is saved. Hard difficulty. I'm actually excited to play the game because Ratopia, what was the other? Ratropolis was one of my favorite games, and Ratopia is becoming one of my favorite games as well. But they really need to do something about the, the updates and the way they implement them. I guess the only good thing about the game, more or less, is that they're implementing a lot of feedback from the players, which is making the game so much more interesting and so much better. I guess we can go with this one, because I don't want to re-roll 10 times. No, I don't have enough grain to support my population. Nope. See, I know a lot of things about the game, sadly, so I know when a good start is a good start and when a bad one is very bad. That was actually not that bad, but you don't want to struggle with food production and some other things, because if you do that, you'll have to find alternative ways of getting food, and that just has a tendency to kind of roll out of control in the after about 5 or 6 hours, when you have to get more resources and you have no place to get them. I guess this is more or less decent. The ground's so flat. The tree is over there and this is all flat ground. No, it's not flat ground, it's a big pit hole. What? Since when can this happen? Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, it's weird. It seems like they have messed up the generation for the terrain as well. You usually don't have problems like that. I mean, if you have a giant pit next to your base, guess what? You cannot really build, and the enemies will assault you directly in your base instead of coming from around the base. It's horrible, because basically the way the enemies attack is they create a teleporter or a grave in your base, and then they'll attack you. I don't know why the game is doing this. Usually didn't have map creations like these ones. What is the point of having giant pits next to your base? Oh, it's honey below me. And probably I should do this off camera, but to be honest, I think it's important for people to kind of see how the game is, and I think some people also want to play on the harder difficulties, because if you just see people playing on the lower difficulties, you cannot really learn more about the game. And the difference between hard and the other difficulties is day and night. Basically, a new player will not be able to play on hard and not even normal, I think. It's a lot of learning, especially because now they introduced a lot more mechanics. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. Yeah, okay, we'll just have to go with the flow right now. About it. Yeah, okay. As you can see, you have to understand certain mechanics as well, and certain buildings from the beginning. As you saw, I need a few slots for my elevator, and also the underground rail Rail system, yeah, like, I guess you can call it like that, even though it's technically more like a subway if you want to think about it. Also, trying to gather one of each so I can have the research points ready. Putting a lot of grass here. I need a lot of stuff in the beginning. Yeah, will you play a lot with your leader in the beginning? Yeah, let's cut down this tree as well. The grass seems to grow a little faster now. Yeah, grass seems to grow much faster. Okay. This is the hard part of the game. Now let me... So... I need... Will be the subway. This... Terraform a lot of it. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. But like I said, it's not such a big deal because I'll try to play the game as fair as I can and I'll actually not cheat at all this time. You can reload the game when you get rats and they can get much better rats because you can reroll. It doesn't make sense, but that's the way it works. You can get basically perfect rats if you just reload your game or you search the entrance. This time could also be a little smoother. I guess it will be a little easier because now I have some grass near me. Yeah, okay. What I like to do is also just build around the stuff I need and want, so I don't forget about it. And the problem is I'll basically have to build an entire floor because I don't have it and I need it. So it will be actually... be a very slowed down game. Be very careful because if I fall down I might not be able to get up. Yeah, well, I guess that some rabbits up there. Three, so oh no, yeah, I have to build basically the base. But the game needs you to have the resources in storage, which is the annoying part, because if you just have them lying around, you should be able to build it. Basically, I need to get the resources 2 times, one to put them in the chest, and the next time to just have them available. Usually this goes a lot faster, but now since I don't have a base for the base, if that makes sense. That's annoying. Ah, it's not such a big problem. Yeah, this is actually a little more challenging. In a way it's good, in a way it's bad. Hey, come on, work. Oh no. Usually I have the gate already built by this point. Ah, it's okay, it will get so much easier after we get a few helpers. Well, I guess it's also a little easier because usually I have rock to dig through, but this is only leaves. So we can have the city entrance. Again, we have to leave space for the elevator always, on the main one. That is actually not that bad. Don't worry, this will be a bustling community in no time. And yeah, no cheating, because like I said, you can save the game over here and then reload if you just get bad citizens. Well, I guess I can show you what I mean by... Like I said, I'll not cheat, but this is only for learning purposes. I don't know why they refuse to do this, because this is a massive nerf to the game. It makes the game basically 10 times easier. Silly alarms. That means I have 30 minutes until I need to go to work. Dies when happiness, come on, really? But at the same time, see, this is the problem with a game like this. There is so much randomization that sometimes if you have a very, very bad roll, like having your first rat having that trait, that can be a game-ending decision that you make in the beginning of the game, especially on this difficulty, which to be honest I don't really agree with. This is why I keep saying balance, balance, balance. You shouldn't have rats that die when they get angry in the first wave of recruiting. Clumsy. You know what, let's take them. Like I said, I'll try to be fair. Okay. Also have to build up this area a lot as well. And I also want to get to the clay because I probably need more of it. Yeah, this is actually not a bad start because I have all of the leaves and all of the tree I need of the wood. And I also have some more interesting materials over here. So I guess it mostly depends on what's in this cave. I forgot what I usually do at this point. I think I just build a research desk. But to build a research desk I need planks, and for that I need have some production, but to produce the sawmill, yeah, okay. Now we're getting into the interesting part of the game, right? And the way I usually do it is I start building up. Because I want to have a lot of space to expand. Yeah, I need a lot more dirt. You can also make them do all of this stuff, but in the beginning you are actually hard pressed for stuff you need. Okay, yeah, you also have different stats for Eliza Rat, but I usually go with the scientist one because not the scientist. Actually say what I chose for leader? Yeah, the scholar. Because I just like to have more research points in the beginning and also gain more experience faster so I can increase my stats much faster. So that's the tree area, not that bad. Little bit of water over there, not really needed. Yeah, this is probably the best colony sim game currently on Steam, or the best recent colony building game on Steam. It does have a few problems here and there, but mostly they can be managed. One of the bigger problems will probably be the extremely hard mechanics to get into. I think this is what newer players will complain about. The tutorial doesn't really do a good job at teaching you. Okay. Hypertension, no hypertension because they'll be very stressed at some point. That's great. I actually needed a rat with high production so I can get into the lumber production or the board production. It's very hard, I always have to remember to leave the first space over there open. So we can build the elevator later. Also, I just like to make them carry stuff, because in the beginning you need to carry a lot of stuff. That was it. Okay, who will work over here? Obviously the skilled one. Production efficiency means they produce things faster. You need 200 points of production, but if they have 20%, let's just say they need 160. It's a little easier to understand why it's like that. Okay, I need a lot of dirt. Apparently that will be one of the huge limiting factors. Also a little better if I dig myself, because it will give me another point in strength, which will allow me to carry 4 things instead of 3, which is actually, yeah, one of the more important things. I guess I can make a guide for the game, but I think I'm just explaining things as I'm going as well, so it's a little easier for newer players to understand. Okay, 4 points now. 4 points in strength, and carry 4 things. I think the rats also follow the same logic and model. Also, at some point we'll be able to destroy the blocks in 2 hits instead of 3. Okay. Nice and easy. Sweet. I'll also make them gather the grass. I guess I can make them gather the floor as well, since it's pretty close by. Also need to make sure we have enough food in the stock. Otherwise they will not work. The rats will not work if they don't have the resources they need. I think that's the first... No, that was not the first production of wood lumber we had. Such a great game, yeah. I really need to play more of it. So the episodes will be probably the first 5 episodes with no work of camera, but then I'll start to work of camera because it's a hugely intensive game. But I don't know, I guess it depends on our progress. If I make a lot of progress in each episode, I'll probably just leave it as it is, because it's very hard to understand what I'm doing. Yeah, you know what, I think I'll just play more on camera, because I think we can make more progress like this. That's actually great. That's actually great. I also like the intelligence ones because they increase the stats much faster. But I need to rats with production in the beginning, because we have to do... We have to build the research desk as well, or the laboratory over here, let's say. And only then I start to make them beds and some other stuff here. Yeah, I'm not treating them very nicely. Need to remember to put a ladder over here. I don't treat the mice very kindly in the beginning, because I mostly make them work and no food, no rest, no beds, no nothing. Okay, I guess if you want to help me... Okay, and this will also give me all of the dirt that I need for my other projects. The first project I'll have to do is the double bed. Again, some people might play this differently. I like to play it always like this. So the bunk bed. Then I guess... I forgot how I should be doing this, the correct order right now. The bunk bed, and then we'll have to get the circus if we don't have it. The circus stand. Because they need toilets, circus stands, and beds. After that, I kind of forgot. I think also we'll need the tax office. Yeah, that's the spell desk. That's the engineering workbench. Very important buildings. Also have to try and use the shrines or the bell towers and some of the other stuff that I rarely used, and the black market trading post here. They have so much in the game right now. It will be super hard for people to understand if they haven't played the game in a while. Yeah, I guess I'll have to go into the logging and silviculture post. Probably silviculture post to help. I kind of forgot, but We also need to go into the other wooden ladder, because otherwise we'll just spend a lot of time and our production will suffer because of... yeah. Okay, let's continue building the research, the laboratory, so we can assign a Ratizan to produce more research points. Yeah, if you don't go with this route, you'll actually be a bit stuck, in my opinion, because at some point you run out of research points and you cannot research anymore, and you might be surprised to see that you are missing army. You are missing a big army, or you are not... your units are not strong enough to defend against the attacks. The invaders. Rocks and tanks. I can take the rocks from here. Also need to build in this direction a lot, and I really mean a lot. You know what, let's replace all of the blocks from the beginning, because this is one of the mistakes I do in the beginning as well. I don't do enough to prepare for more permanent buildings. One more rock and then just a lot of leaves. By the time we finish researching the bunk beds, we should be done. Yeah, they gathered all of these things, but I think there's a problem with the way they... yeah, the AI of the mice can be super annoying sometimes. Yeah, sometimes they're not... follow the correct logic. So if they cut the wheat, I was expecting them to know, you know, maybe also deliver the wheat. To the right place, but they don't really do that. Oh, we're already ready? Okay. Let's build this. It's also very, very bad if you wait. Nah, okay. Let's call them in, because the more you wait, the less options you have for better ones. Neat. I guess we can take the militant one. Yeah, these are pretty bad. Foolish, never take foolish. Hypertension, so this is a no from the beginning. Fragile is not so bad, but it's a no, it's a no. We just need more bodies at this point. We can afford to feed them. Oh yeah, the food situation. Yeah, man. Anyway, this is my strategy. Probably some people have better strategies. Probably people have worse strategies. Not assign. So you can also change them. But I'm pretty much happy with my selection for now. So what I usually do is build a toilet over here, since they like to go to the toilet before they do anything else. So I might as well put it over there, so when they wake up, they'll go to the toilet. Hey, that's a bit... I'm doing... by the way, I'm doing... yeah. Sometimes their logic could be a little better. Actually, that was pretty good logic. Okay, we're progressing faster. So yeah, the initial phase of the game is the hardest and the most annoying one. And I also like to build a circus over here. Okay, we need to... wow. The first waves we can defend on our own, but then we need to actually produce military units. Oh no. Oh. Well, that's just a straight up pitfall over there. Okay, no, don't do that, because the rats might also get stuck. Oh man, okay, I guess I'm a bit stuck over here unless I find more dirt. I hear some weird insect noises, which is good. I have enough dirt over here. I have enough dirt. What is your current population? Let me parse it. 6. That's not too bad, not too good. But we need more people. Right now I should hire someone for the circus, but I don't hire anyone until I get more people, because otherwise they'll not get any work done. Happiness -3 is not such a bad thing. You have skillful plus the meat will give us another research point. Usually, see, this is the best one. The best option over here would be this one. By the way, this is the new religion tab. The best choice over here would be able, because even though he doesn't have any stats, he's very easy to maintain. But since this one has skillful, I cannot refuse it. So let's assign one of the more... Three skillful rats? When did this happen? A clumsy rat is a good circus rat, right? As you can see, this one doesn't need production, or at least that's the way I understand it. If it doesn't need production, they can be the clumsy rats. We're also done with all of the research, so we need to assign more research stuff. Let me see what we need. Well, we need medical beds, which is one of the biggest problem and one of the biggest things we need to get in the beginning of the game. But you need to unlock the pharmacy, and after the pharmacy you need the other things, and after that... Yeah, it's actually a lot of stuff we need, so... Need the pharmacy. Huh. I guess I could also try and automate this, but it's actually a lot of points for the logging camp and the silviculture post. Plus the hunter hut. No, let's get the hunter hut. The silviculture post, and then the berry. And that will solve all of the food problems we will have forever. And when you don't have anything to do, just solve the dirt situation. And this is one of the more recent changes to the game. That the dirt blocks will actually give you more movement speed. I don't remember this being in the game. I'm not sure when they changed that. So as you can see, you'll have to build this so they get 50% more speed. And that's why I'm trying to replace everything with this one. Whenever I can. Here it will be a little harder. I guess it's not worth it over there. Yeah, let's try and replace that right now. The health research is completed. Okay, that was solved relatively fast. Make more bunk beds. Has 8. We have 8 rats. Oh, we have 7. Okay. Also, when it comes to assigning things, assigning will always be done manual for the beds. I mean, automatically. Because if you do it manually, just find out that it's going to be hugely impossible to manage them, because sometimes you'll assign another rat to another workplace. That means you'll need to... We need another wood production stuff to make the wooden sticks. So I can make the better ladders. The better ladders have so much more speed. I don't have any more. Well, even if I replace that, okay, I don't have access to more grass over here. There's a little bit over here. Let's go up and get more grass. So you need to come over here to make them gather the things that you need. And sadly, sometimes you just have to make sure you have the right amount of resources. Like, for example, do I have enough food? Yes, I have enough food. And this game is quite addictive once you get into the spirit of it. You see, I'm pressing shift out of habit sometimes, and that will draw out your sword. Usually I stop at about 10 mice, rats. This is actually a good option. This would also be a good option, but food decline rate and conservative is not such a good idea. I'll only take... I mean, why would you take this one? Because this strat is a little harder to make happy. You can just take this one, which has 2 stats instead of 1. No, this one has 2 as well. They bring money with them, and this one has more money. It's a closed economy. You don't have extra money to produce, so in the beginning you'll have to balance out the economy in an annoying way. Okay, so that we have to go into the money business very soon, but first of all I want to solve the other issues. Sadly, I'll have to destroy this tree over here because I need to expand my base. But that's okay, because it will give me another research point, which is the main idea. That looks sketchy. Well, I guess if I do it like that... Alright. So every time you put a new thing, it's a research point. To be honest, their production takes up such a huge amount of your time. I wish the developers would allow you to build stuff without having the necessary resources in the chest. Don't think we're researching anything. Also need to build a leader bed so I can recover my HP, because the first attack is relatively easy to manage, but the next one will be much harder. Do I need to worry about food? Now, no, I don't need to worry about food, so I guess I can go into full production with another sawmill so I can make the better ladder in the beginning, so I'll have more efficiency overall. Yeah, okay. I guess we can do that, and also just expand over here much as we can. I think this will not interfere with the trees. Asian. That was it? That was the entire invasion. Wait, I'm playing on hard, right? Yeah, it's hard difficulty. I'm not sure what happened. I don't care. Okay, so this is free spaces. And you'll hear me use the word terraform a lot in the game. It's not exactly terraform per se, but it's just replacing the stuff I need to continue progressing in the game. I'm actually thinking way ahead right now, and I'm building stuff for the future, so I'm making stuff that I don't even need until maybe 5 hours later. Oh, this is actually very good. Yeah, I guess it's... I don't like when they have flora, but the speed is super useful. Athletic. Oh, but playful is very hard to maintain. With the hunter. Taking the dirt to build this time. Okay, I'm preparing for the defensive buildings. Well, I call them defensive buildings, but they're not really that defensive. Okay, let me see what I need for the royal bed. The royal bed will need the fabric, which is much harder to obtain than it seems. I guess I can keep this area as it is, since I know where the attacks will come, but I usually have more enemies than that. Yeah, see, sometimes you'll get stuck because the rats don't know what to do in a situation like that. Also, really would like to just call them rats. No, not rats, mice, they're mice. This is the hardest part of the game for me, calling them mice instead of rats. The rats are the zombies. Rats and mice are actually different. Rats are big and a bit scary, but still lovable. Mice are just small, fluffy, cute, eat grain. The rats tend to eat everything. Okay, that actually went better than I expected. Yeah, sometimes you can get in all sorts of AI logic bad patterns and you will never get rid of them. And we'll have to build it like that, and that is actually kind of interesting because I have a lot of resources underground as well. I guess it depends on how much I want to invest in them. Okay, let's see what other citizens have joined us. Time flies when I'm playing this game. 42 minutes! I'm playing for 42 minutes, that's horrible. Moving speed, yeah, this is probably the first time I'll just send them away. Okay, I see a bunny over there, that's good. Usually you need about 3 bunny nests to support your population. You'll produce wooden sticks for me. You can also just produce them until a certain amount of sticks, but I don't do it like that. Oh yeah, okay, so he did take the grain, he did gather the grain and then put it where it's supposed to be put. Okay, this is useful. I mean, I could do with another bunny nest. They're disgusting noises. That's probably something good for us below the ground. Oh yeah, it's silkworms. I rarely find them. But this is kind of bad because I don't have enough bunny nests. The straight... It looks like that's also minerals over there. I guess you have to take the good with the bad. Also, notice how I tend to only go exploring after I take in the new survivors. Because otherwise I'll be missing the potential new recruits. So yeah, it's a lot of nonsense sometimes. Copper ore, I guess I would want the iron ore more. Hey, this is actually amazing because I found all of the iron ore outside of the ground. And it's iron and copper. If you're wondering why don't I dig through the iron ore, it will take ages because the iron ore has a lot more HP. Running out of money, that's a good indication that I need to build the stuff for taxes. The new students have arrived. I guess I have to give them more orders to be honest. have to mine this entire area for wood. Okay, that's decent. Let's see what we have over here. That would be nice, but no, I don't want to take too many mice with problems. Trying is also very, very bad. I think it reduces the morale of anyone who sees the poor mouse crying. It's tempting. No, I think I'll just take all of them. This will be probably a very bad decision. But I need to increase the level of my city a little bit. Now, achieving level 2 prosperity means a couple of things. Let me see if you get a bonus or something. I have the codestone which I need for taxes, if I remember correctly, taxes and laws. But I also have the chance of getting better mice. Let's see the new milestone selection, because this is one of the things they added at some point. Wait, what? You can actually select something for your entire... Okay. Well, desk, follower visit probability. Huh. These are actually all great bonuses. The cemetery... Well, the cemetery is one of the most important buildings, but also one of the less important ones, because it's just much better so that you don't need it. I usually burn the mice, but sometimes you need it, so I'm going to take this one. Wait, what? I never really thought about this, but when a retizen dies, their wealth is probably lost. I think it's lost because they might have, let's say, 1000 coins on them. This is very interesting, so I never really thought about this, but I guess the money is really lost because it's in their pockets or whatever. So this is actually worth taking into consideration if you have a lot of mice that die. But this is so much more interesting, mining and gathering efficiency. Because it also gives all of my reticens mining and gathering efficiency plus 1 capacity for everyone. Not sure how good the spell desk is in the beginning, because I think I need a follower. I need to... Yeah, I will just... of labor. Production. And before I forget, I will have to go into production as well, because I really need the weaving mills so I can produce... It actually shows you, so I can produce from leaves the fabric that I need to make my leader bed. Probably I need to go into the defensive stuff. We have to go for the pharmacy. Oh, what? What? They've changed it. I was going to say something else. Why did they change this? This makes it so much harder to research the pharmacy. Well, I guess it's more or less the same. You can only research a max of 3 numbers at the same time, which is a silly one. I think they should just allow you to make to queue up even 10 of these technologies. But I understand why they do it like this. You might make a mistake. They also don't want you to spend too much time away from the colony. The pharmacy, yeah. We'll need the pharmacy to build the stuff, but also needed a kiln anyway. Plus the workshop. I think we needed the weaving mill and the kiln to make the medicine for the pharmacy, and then guess what? We're still not done because we need to research the med beds. What does the soft bed do? Resting will store 2 HP plus much faster stamina recovery. That's actually amazing. Huh. Build count 0. Very interesting. We'll just leave it over here. Great game. See you next time. Bye bye.